Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at the most stupid questions a student has asked. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Had a student ask me, what are those pyramid-shaped things in Egypt called? Never seen a class laugh that hard before. I think it would have been okay if they said triangle-shaped things. Pyramid, really? You just answered your own question. I once projected a picture of Earth onto the front whiteboard. A student asked, how do astronauts stand on a planet like that? We live on Earth, okay? Where does he think we are then? Like, what planet does he think we're on? Mars? As a high school biology teacher, a 16-year-old student once asked me, wait, aren't rhinos made of mud? What? They're made of mud. How are you 16 but not know what rhinos are? Wait, I'm so confused. So does he think rhinos are mud or does he think mud are animals? Oh, that's a question to think about. In a sex ed class, do vaginas have taste buds? Everyone looks at him like, what is going through your head? Well, why else would they make flavored condoms? At the college midterm, I had a guy come up to me that I've never seen in class. He proceeded to ask me what his grade is. Check the sheet. He never turned in a single piece of work. No quizzes, never attended a test. What did you think you'd have? You've got a solid F. Why did he ask what his grade was? Like, did he genuinely think he wasn't going to get an F? After not doing anything in class, he was like, so what did I get? Is it a B? F for fail. After a lengthy explanation of the effects of volcanic eruptions on human communities, I had a grade 6 student ask me why on earth people even make volcanic eruptions. Oh. Does this student think everything is made by people? Like, why did we even add water on earth? While I was student teaching, I had a student ask where Texas was in the map I was projecting on the screen. The map was of China. Was this kid even listening then? Like what? Like I'm sure they were studying something else, right? Why did he have Texas on his mind? Private writing instructor. A couple of years ago, I had a student ask me if commas were real or imaginary. What do you mean imaginary? What do you mean imaginary? What? I mean, I can understand if he asked whether a space was real or imaginary, you know, because you can't see it, but a comma? What is he thinking about? Like, why does it matter if it's real or imaginary? Like, how does it even work if it's real/imaginary? Like, does it work the way it does if it's imaginary, you know? Like, what is he thinking about? I'm so curious. In 7th grade science class during sex ed, they were talking about oral sex. Girl in class, wait, you can get an STD just from talking about sex? I wouldn't call the question stupid, just no exposure at all to the topic beforehand. That would be a terrifying world if that could happen. My mum is a teacher's assistant in a 5th grade class. A few weeks ago, a girl asked, are bears still real? What? What do you mean? Why does she think bears are extinct? Does she think bears don't exist in this world anymore? What about polar bears? Black bear? Grizzly bear? The poor bears are left out. I was asked by a crying student once if there was a second moon. We were outside for recess and as happens sometimes, the moon was visible. I said, nope, why? And she pointed to the moon and asked, but aren't the sun and the moon the same thing? 4th grade student, not special needs or anything. She was crying because the other students were making fun of her for thinking the sun and the moon were the same thing. After I explained to her the sun did not turn into the moon at night and then back into the sun in the morning, she actually thought the moon was the sun turned off. I did an impromptu science lesson that afternoon with the whole class. Oh, this one isn't too bad. I mean, she's in 4th grade, come on. That's okay. How do islands not float away? Really big anchors. He wrote it down. Alright. I teach martial arts to little kids. I had a kid ask me if he could punch his mum now. What did his mum do? Like, was he only learning martial arts to punch his mum? Oh man. This came up all the time when teaching kids how to do their taxes. I must have had this conversation a dozen times. Student: so I don't know what to do at this part. Me: what does the instructions say on that line? Student: add box 23 and 24 and write the answer here. Me: so add box 23 and 24. I to this day have no idea how you teach someone to follow very explicit instructions. Oh, did they need someone to read it out to them or what? I mean, they know what to do because it says add box 23 and 24. But why don't they know what to do? Oh my gosh, I'm so confused. Add box 23 and 24. Now what? What do I do? Add box 23 and 24. Okay, that's what the instruction says, but what do I do? Add box 23 and 24. I'm so confused. I was just trying to imagine what they were thinking about. Like, how come they didn't understand that? Like, there must have been something not clicking in their mind, right? Wow, I'm actually surprised that they got taught how to do the taxes. Had a pupil ask me if the sun they saw in America was the same as the sun we saw here in Scotland, and why was their sun so much warmer? When I was in high school in health class, while going over reproduction, there was a fellow student who raised her hand and asked if you were sterile, could you pass it on to your children? The whole class giggled, and she, confused, said she was serious. The teacher, with a smile, said to her, okay, let's think about this. What does it mean to be sterile? She began answering. It means that you can't have Oh! Followed by another round of laughter from the rest of the class. I love how the teacher made her realize her own mistake, you know? I feel like sometimes when you ask some questions, it just doesn't click, eh? I guess that's what's happening to these students. Like, it's just not clicking in their minds. You know, like, she totally knew the answer. She totally knew what sterile meant, but she still asked the question that's contradicting her answer. That's kind of weird. At university, I had a classmate that would often show up 20 minutes late to class. The first thing he did after sitting down was raise his hand to ask questions about what the professor had just said, question after question, until he had caught up with the rest of the class. Wow, really? You're the one who's late. Why are you making everyone else wait? Oh my gosh. I teach elementary English in Korea. The best question I ever got was, teacher, what is chicken in English? This is the thing, how sometimes things just don't click in your mind. How old was the average 18-year-old in 1942? He then managed to forget he was wearing his own glasses and asked everybody where they were. What? What do you mean? How old are you if you're 18 years old in 1942? Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!